Hello, I'm a retired general. Welcome to my channel. I'm here because what you see on the news tells you what is happening. I'm going to tell you what it means, as someone who has read intelligence assessments and been inside decision-making rooms. One more thing before we begin. This channel uses its revenue to fund student scholarships. If you subscribe, like, and comment, you are directly supporting that mission. Please hit subscribe now and turn on notifications. Nobody understands Trump anymore. Black rain is falling on Tehran. Not a metaphor. Literal black rain, oil-soaked clouds descending on a city of 9 million. After wave of American and Israeli strikes turned Iran's oil depots into infernos that blotted out the sun. Sewage lines are burning. Fire is running through the streets like rivers. And in Washington, the man who ordered all of this picks up the phone, calls ABC News and says, "I am not worried about anything at all." Day 11. Operation Epic Fury has struck more than 5,000 targets inside Iran. At least 1,250 civilians are confirmed dead. The Strait of Hormuz, through which roughly 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas flows, is effectively closed for the first time in 80 years. This weekend produced 3 moments that tell you everything about how far from reality this war's management has drifted. If someone picked a fight with you, beat you down, offered a handshake, and the moment you reached out hit you again, how many times would you keep extending your hand? That is the exact calculation Iran just made on live American television, and it is reshaping everything. Drop your answer in the comments. Trump's ABC interview. Mary Bruce asked Trump the basic questions every wartime president should be ready to answer. Are you worried about Americans at home? About gas prices and grocery bills hitting ordinary families? His answer verbatim: "I am not worried about anything at all. I think it is fine. It is a little glitch. We had to take this detour. I knew exactly what was going to happen with the detour." A detour, an unlawful conflict where American soldiers have come home in flag-draped coffins, where the Strait of Hormuz has gone dark, and the president calls it a detour. In the same call, everything is on the table. Ground forces, special operations inside Iran to capture enriched uranium, and then the most revealing line: if Iran chooses its next Ayatollah without consulting him personally, the new one will not last long. He wants to handpick the supreme leader of a sovereign nation of 90 million people. That is not strategy. That is delusion dressed as strength. The Lindsey Graham doctrine. Graham appeared wearing a hat reading "Free Cuba" and another reading "Make Iran Great." He delivered what can only be described as a wartime infomercial. We are marching through the world. We are cleaning out the bad guys. Iran is going down and Cuba is next. Let that land. A sitting United States senator, during an active war that has already killed American service members, pitching the next war before this one is finished. He called Trump the greatest commander-in-chief of all time. He told Arab allies, if you want a treaty with the United States, you need to get in this fight. That is not diplomacy. That is extortion with a merchandise table. Fox News in Dover. At Dover Air Force Base, Trump attended the dignified transfer of 6 fallen service members, wearing his $55 campaign hat, the same one listed for sale on his website. Fox News broadcast footage from a previous dignified transfer during Trump's first term, where he was not wearing the hat. They got caught. They issued an on-air correction, calling it an inadvertent error. The names of those 6 Americans deserve to be spoken without a sales pitch in the frame. Captain Cody Cork, Sergeant First Class Nicole Moore, Sergeant First Class Noah Tenz, Sergeant Declan Cody, Major Jeffrey O'Brien, Chief Warrant Officer 3 Robert Marzisson. Every one of them a hero, not one of them a prop. Iran says no. Iran's foreign minister appeared on Meet the Press and delivered something Washington did not expect. Calm, calculated defiance. No bluster, just logic. Last time you attacked us, we accepted the ceasefire in good faith. You rearmed and attacked again. You bombed our schools, hospitals, and freshwater desalination plants, the infrastructure that keeps 90 million people alive. So no, we are not accepting another ceasefire. There should be a permanent end to the war. Until then, we keep fighting. That is a negotiating position built on pattern recognition. Iran watched what happened when it showed restraint and learned from it. The numbers Washington isn't leading with. Hormuz effectively shut down. Kuwait confirms tanker traffic at practically zero for the first time in 80 years. Iraqi oil output down 60%. Qatar has halted LNG production. Iran struck Bahrain's desalination plants. mirroring exactly what was done to Iran's own water infrastructure. Analysts project consumer inflation could exceed 4% by April or May as food, energy, airlines, and transport costs compound. Pentagon scorecard, 5,000 targets struck, 90% decrease in Iranian missile attacks, 83% in drones. And yet, Wave 29, Iran has switched to missiles with warheads of at least 1,000 kilograms, cluster munitions that split 7 kilometers above the ground, creating an 8-kilometer impact radius. This is not a force running out of weapons. This is a force escalating to heavier systems. The Mineb School. A video emerged this weekend showing a munition consistent with an American BGM-109 Tomahawk cruise missile striking adjacent to an elementary school in Mineb. 168 children and 14 teachers were killed. Only the U.S. Navy operates Tomahawks. The detail that matters most: the missiles hit the IRGC naval base, the missiles hit the school, and they did not hit the clinic located directly between them. That precision exclusion cannot be coincidence. Jeffrey Lewis of Middlebury College said the targeting coordinates may have been 10 years out of date from when the building was still classified as an IRGC facility, before it was converted into a girls' elementary school in 2016. Trump accused Iran of the bombing. Human Rights Watch has formally called for a war crimes investigation. Those are not Iranian words. Those are the words of an American-founded organization that has documented atrocities in every conflict for 50 years. Where this ends, or does, 3 paths. 1. A managed off-ramp. Both sides claim victory. Hormuz reopens. But the Gulf states that watch their infrastructure burn will never trust this security architecture again. 2. Regional realignment. The UAE publicly denied involvement, calling Israeli claims about Abu Dhabi's cooperation damaging to the relationship. Every mid-sized power watching this unfold starts quietly building ties with China, India, anyone not currently bombing their neighbors. The monopoly on strategic loyalty fractures, and once it fractures, it does not reassemble. 3. Full escalation. Graham already named it. Ground forces. Regime change in a nation of 90 million. Cuba added to the list. ACLED, the most respected independent conflict monitor in the world, stated this week that full capitulation from Iran remains unlikely even after the killing of Khamenei. Hardline IRGC elements are dominating decision-making. There is little evidence of internal fracture. Hegseth promised the most intense day of bombing in the history of this war. Trump said it will end very soon. Both cannot simultaneously be true. In the next 48 hours, we find out which one is wrong. Trump did not build an exit strategy. He built a merchandise line. Graham did not present a military doctrine. He presented a world tour of destruction with a gift shop at the end. And Iran's foreign minister just told the world on live television that Tehran will not end this war on Washington's terms. Did Trump break the Middle East, or did the Middle East stop pretending the old arrangement still worked? Drop your answer below. Subscribe. The next chapter is coming fast. Thank you for listening.